Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the MTG Paper Legacy Tuesday Night Fight Night. Caddock Bear here with Mike McDiff here for round two. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to Slothmancer. Thanks for the follow, Mike.
And
It's another Phoenix list.
there was somebody else in the chat or that followed while we were on break. I'm wondering if Beyond Sadistic can let me know who the name was so we can give them shout out as well. But yeah, we get another Grixis Phoenix deck here from the uh our head judge on the channel, Pope Hoffy, who's been working on this deck for a while. And I know he's been having a lot of fun with it, so I'm excited to see what he can do with it against a uh the beautiful combo deck that is Painter. Um my Probably my second favorite deck at this point. And
Prez, our table spotter this round, thanks. Prez is a known aficionado as well, so I'm sure we'll enjoy spotting this match.
yeah, Prez is actually the one who convinced me to buy into this deck. So not this deck exactly. We've got Mr. Fringe actually on Strawberry Shortcake, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Um
speaking of things that Prez has got me to buy, these came in this week. I thought I posted them already. Waiting on number
yeah,
4.
those are really nice looking. If I had the money, you better believe.
Yep.
I love a good
Sorry.
white border.
Sorry, I need to step away from screen for just a second.
So this should be a pretty interesting matchup. I think we're going to see again here of what we did in the last matchup of who can go burr the fastest. Mr. Fringe is really just trying to get this 2-card combo online, and Pope can just do insane amount of damage as early as turn 2, really as early as turn 1 if the hand is stacked correctly. So we are going to see an incredibly strong start from Mr. Fringe. This is just a must answer, Goblin Welder. If you are not familiar with Goblin Welder, it is busted. Uh, it will let you turn a Lotus Petal into a anything that is an artifact. It's amazing. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And
When both parts of your combos are artifacts and they don't even both have to be out at the same time, Goblin Welder is such a crazy card.
you don't even have to pay mana to activate it.
Yeah.
And so when you can activate a grindstone and then hold priority in response to the grindstone activation, weld in a painter uh, or grindstone to kill them. Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. We won't get to see it in this match, but my favorite thing is the fact that it can hit either player. And so getting to mess with your opponent's artifacts is also a really neat thing that can happen. More of an
Flipping
EDH
the
thing for me.
flipping this Delver off of a Force of Will.
I think Force of Will, now that they know what they're up against, is nice, but that Goblin Welder is really going to be a bear here.
Well, there's Goblin Welder is never gonna do fair things.
Yeah.
That card is just it screams broken.
I've definitely had my share of fair stuff that I do with it, but it's stuff like welding in Urza's blueprints in EDH and then not paying the echo. You forget that I don't have to play with good cards to have fun.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean I have my mono white samurai tribal EDH deck, so I understand that.
Uh, but no, I was
Bushido
just
is a fun mechanic that they should absolutely have brought back sooner.
uh, I was just meaning that this Force of Will here, if he does manage to counter the Painter Servant, isn't going to do a ton with Goblin Welder out on the battlefield. But no, Goblin Welder enables some super goofy stuff.
A beautiful dark ritual here from Pope Hoffy, one of our in-house tokens from our resident artist Alba. which you can check out her other work. It's at SCI underscore artista on Instagram. If you want to see some more of her stuff, it's really great work. So definitely go check that out.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you can get one of your very own if you win one of our weekly events, or if you qualify for our season invitational or win one of our monthly leagues. We send these tokens out to those winners and qualifiers.
of course, we have an exclamation art, but we don't have an exclamation podcast. That's uh, I should just start saying exclamation to everything. And if it's not there, I'll just paste it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's within our power actually to add those commands.
We do have a podcast, Oliver V. You should know because you write the notes for me to read.
Especially like chicken nuggies. That's funny. So hope
uh, I don't
hope
even
get
know what to paste for that, so you're gonna just have to do without.
we're gonna bill his credit card $20 and have a 20-piece McNugget show up at his house.
Jokes
Owned.
on you. You think I have $20?
No, it's from Oliver's card.
Oh,
He's
okay.
the one ordering the chicken nuggies. Oh, I'm sorry. That's actually our streamer, Beyond Sadistic here. But so Pope got to do the thing with the got to actually do the thing this time with the Phoenixes. Swung for 9 after the Delver got pyroblasted. Mr. Fringe is still one combo piece short here. Pope has access to up to 9 damage here. Are you worried if you're Mr. Fringe, or do you think you're going
Um,
to untap and go for it?
so I think you block um with the copter and hope that you can get there on your turn. Um,
Yeah,
because if you're the Phoenix deck, you're absolutely just priced into crashing.
yeah. All 3 of those have to go sideways every turn until they go away. Uh, the chat here, you only get sauce with your nuggets for your exo. Rude.
Well, that would not have been me this past couple of weeks, that's for sure.
It's like an old border Thoughtseize there. Gonna pick up that Imperial Recruiter out of Mr. Fringe's hand.
That
That's
is
one
a
way to find a painter servant.
yeah, that's a good hit.
And as bar, you got Honey Mustard P XO. Uh, clearly, hot mustard is the superior McDonald's sauce. They discontinued it at some of the locations near me. That's very frustrating.
Um,
So we see a
when
thought seize and a ponder from Pope here. Maybe digging for a lightning bolt.
uh, I'm not sure
Have
how
you?
to pronounce your name, but yeah, you can crew at any time. It's, as long as you have priority to do that.
All right, we're gonna need a pronunciation guide because it looks like Twindomen. That doesn't make sense. Or it means something and I don't get it. Either is possible.
Notice I
Oh.
just addressed the question. And
So we see the value grindstone here. Oh,
oh,
just
another.
that's just the worst outcome. That's just the you enable one more Phoenix and then it stops. It's sad.
So, yep, Mr. Fringe going to pick him up. Not being able to combat the speed of Popoffy. So for Mr. Fringe, the sideboard is mostly a Karn. Excuse me, a Karn package. Um, Oliver, there was not a play set of Phoenixes in play. There were 3 in play, and then 1 that got milled off the final grindstone activation. So we never got to see all 4, unfortunately. But yeah, mostly Wishboard. So 1 LED, 1 Tormod's Crypt, 1 Grindstone, 1 Pithing Needle, one Ether Sworn Canonist, one Ensnaring Bridge, one Mycosynth Lattice, one Liquid Metal Coating, and then also two Surgical Extraction, a Red Elemental Blast, three Lightning Bolt, and a Goblin Crater Maker. What do you like?
Um, I don't mind the bolts here to slow the clock down a little bit because Pope the Phoenix deck often will expend a ton of resources to get exactly 3 Phoenixes in play, and then if you interact with them, it takes a little bit of setup to get them back. So you can definitely slow the clock by a couple turns with 1 bolt. Um, like you said, the rest of this is almost all wishboard. I mean, you have the 2 surgicals there also seem like a slam dunk, and Aethersworn Canonist shuts them down. There's a total of up to 6 cards there, and the problem with that for me is that you have to find room for them. Um, is there
Yeah,
anything in the deck you think is necessarily coming out in this matchup?
Phyrexian Revoker comes out. Um,
Yeah.
I
The
mean, maybe Magus of the Moon, maybe Goblin Crater Maker, maybe Blood Moon,
yeah,
but
I don't think the Crater
uh,
Maker does a ton here either. I think you're right.
Hoffy's mana base though is also extremely greedy, so keeping in the moon effects feels pretty good. Um, yeah, I feel like you want to just kind of keep it lean. I think bringing in the surgicals, and that's probably it. Maybe the lightning bolts, yeah. So
Yeah. I didn't see that there's actually already one Aethersworn Canada's main deck, so I also don't even have to bring that one in. You already have ways to find it.
yeah, then you can also grab Ether Sworn Canonist off Karn or off of Goblin Engineer.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a look at Pope Hoffies here. There's 2 Pyroblast, 2 Surgical, 2 Abrade, a Price of Progress, 2 Young Pyromancer, 1 Lily Last Hope, 1 Opposition Agent, 2 Plague Engineer, 2 Rotting Regisaur. Any of that a slam dunk for you?
A braid, this is slam dunk.
Yeah,
Um, Opposition Agent feels pretty good if you're expecting a longer game, but this won't be, so I don't want to bring that in. Um,
yeah. Pope does have the 4 Force Will 4 days, and so I don't, and the 2 Cabal Therapy as well, so I don't necessarily mind um, banking on some early interaction getting you out of this. But like with Mr. Fringe here, there's only so many cards that you can cut from the deck before you really mess up the functionality of it.
yeah.
So I bet we see it be pretty light.
So at most, I think the two abrades, and then the opposition agent, because the opposition agent stopping, uh, you know, for because Imperial Recruiter notably is not a May, it is a search your deck.
Yeah, and
Um,
you can also get there with the Enlightened Tutors for sure, and
yeah,
the Engineers. Uh, I mean, I'm also tempted by the Surgicals there. If I can counter a combo piece, or if even it is unprotected in the graveyard, relying on Welder at some point, then I might be into that. But
I go back and forth on the surgicals. Oh,
yeah,
uh,
exactly.
where the they just slow it down a little bit. They don't. Oh, we did see a turn two Blood Moon.
Yeah, off of that ancient tomb and that mountain there for Mr. Fringe. And Pope looks like maybe on a one lander. Kept a hand with just an island in it.
Gonna daze an Imperial Recruiter.
Nice. Oh, if that were any duel, it wouldn't work. But I'm not rooting for against any player here. It's very fun whenever a play like that gets to see value. Pope has this one land hand here and still is getting to stop an important spell there.
Great Furnace. Well, Mountain. I mean,
Hey, it's shiny at least though. Shiny mountain.
yeah. Those aren't cheap anymore either. The foil mirrored and artifact lands.
I'm not surprised. Aren't they banned in Pauper and Modern? Um, looking at Arclight Phoenix Forest and had land number 2 the whole time, it looks like. Maybe found it last turn. Oh, they're not banned in Pauper. Oh, okay. That explains it then.
Which, yeah,
Oh,
I
they
don't
are
know if
actually.
I don't know if they need to be banned in Modern anymore with KCI gone and
Well, we'll get the, we've seen these spoilers from Modern Horizons 2. We'll get to see the new indestructible mana fixing artifact lands. Doesn't seem like a big deal to me. Are you particularly high on them?
no. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out what the masterpiece is next to the Lotus Petal.
Um, is that a painter servant?
I don't think so. Doesn't unless it doesn't look like it to me. Oh, it's
Cast
bridge.
bridge. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Thanks, Beyond Sadistic for letting me know.
Yeah.
I've never held a masterpiece in my hands before. So
Yeah. I haven't either, which is weird. I don't mind buying fancy cards, but those haven't drawn me. Yeah, our table spotter, Prez BOTW, also pointed that out for us. Thanks, Prez.
the only one that I've like really strongly considered has been well, I guess two uh, days because that day's artwork is honestly one of the most like stunning,
Mhm.
stunningly gorgeous pieces of artwork in Magic, and then Doomsday because it's sick.
I don't mind the chalice is fine, but it's not like I'm not excited by it.
That's fair.
Um,
Mycosynth
uh,
Lattice.
you got an answer for this, Pope? Nope.
Scooping
Game
it up.
3. That was quick.
Yep. Lattice will do that. It's you know, good card. Does anything about the sideboards change here? I think if you're Pope and you didn't bring the Abrades in, which I can't imagine you're Pope and you don't bring the Abrades in, but
No, I mean he'll get to be on the play here. I know that some players will take out days on the draw, but it looks like he played 2 that game, so he definitely still has them. Um, no, I think everything probably stays the same. Mr. Fringe might be revisiting the sideboard here, though.
yeah, on the draw, I wonder if you like the uh well, I wonder if you like the lightning bolts at all more, but or less. I don't know.
Oh, you're telling me if you're Mr. Fringe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how afraid I am of them. It's not like a Painter Servant v Phoenix is a common legacy matchup for me to have made a lot of data points about. Um, and I know that my bias is that I would try to get rid of a Phoenix or two along the way somewhere. Um, but I don't know if that's proper threat assessment. That may be just diluting the deck more than it needs to be diluted.
Yeah, I'm wondering if on the draw if you're Mr. Fringe, if you just want to kind of mull aggressively keep if you have to keep a reasonable hand that doesn't have surgical, um, or if you ship away any like semi not great hands, but fine hands that just look for the surgical.
Yeah, that's good. I don't think you are going to mulligan as aggressively as you would for like a ley line against Dredge or whatever. I think
Yeah.
I think if you find surgical, it's great for you, but you also can just lose to a young pyromancer and a true name or whatever, like we saw in a previous round. He didn't end up losing to it, but you know what I mean. So both players keeping 7, going to get started here.
Pope right off the bat, just gonna probably fetch up that basic so it doesn't get stuck under. Oh, no.
No
No fear.
fear.
No fear and never punished is
Yeah.
Prez is in the chat and he taught me that. Never punished. I'm always punished every time. But, I just say it to the sky anyway. Old man shouts at sky saying never punished.
What's the rule? Math is for blockers, and only bad players are punished for mulligans. Something like that. They never punish lifestyle. Yeah, quick bottom off of that preordained, so maybe not never punished. We'll see. Though he kept that 7, so I have to imagine there's plenty in his hand.
Yeah, I wonder
So
if there is just something specific that he was looking for off that preordain, whether it be land or action. Which I'm actually I've tried the new Abundant Harvest a few times,
yeah,
and that card's really good. Uh,
um, is it an instant or sorcery? I don't remember.
it's a sorcery,
Okay,
unfortunately. That's the downside, but for 1 mana turning a card into another card, and a card that you specifically need. I mean, early game, it's been just great to find a land. Got me through like 10 cards on the top without that weren't going to be lands. Um, just makes the inevitability of drawing what you want a little bit better. I was just surprised. I mean, I don't think it's like amazing or the most busted card of all time, but
there's a. Have you tried a natural selection?
uh,
I'm kidding. I put it in the chat there. I keep wanting to get them as a fun green cantrip for EDH, but the prices kept me away.
yeah, that seems fine.
I think it's aggressively fun. I think they could print that into standard if it weren't for the color pie. All right,
Um,
we found our buried alive off of brainstorm and ritual here.
gonna go dump 3 phoenixes in the bin and move to
Huh.
combat and hopefully,
Well,
yeah,
we'll see if he
before
gets 3 phoenixes. Okay, it's 3 phoenixes.
yeah.
It does have the. So this is an example where Pope has definitely used a lot of resources on the phoenixes. If he can't answer this, then he's going to be pretty far behind. Finds 1 days though. Let's see if Mr. Fringe elects to pay for it. Okay, cool. I think Pope just had to try.
Yeah.
Um, Although can just completely do it again next turn. I mean, he's spending a lot of resources for a 3/3 in that case, but um, he has everything he needs to repeat it the following turn if he wants. And Mr. Fringe not putting on any pressure yet. I say not putting on any pressure. It's he's had 1 turn so far.
Wait, what is he gonna go do next turn? Sorry, I'm
He has
confused.
exactly cantrip, ritual, buried alive in hand. So if he still had deck, he could repeat the whole thing again.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was just
it's
commenting on
just
how many resources it takes to set it up, but
yeah, Mr. Fringe just took all 4 of them out of the deck though, so
yeah. Oh, of course. I know he doesn't play 6 phoenixes, and he can't like actually go get more phoenixes next turn. But
alright, I was just confused. Sorry.
okay, it's fine.
It's been a
He
long day.
he just casually had like all 6 cards he needed to do the combo twice in his hand.
Bear is a judge, Chukaya. We don't need another one. Pope's also a judge. If he was playing with 6 phoenixes, we'd probably have a problem.
It's you never suspect the judges though. He could probably be playing 6.
You know, if somebody were gonna get away with it, it'd be the head judge.
Yeah, who's gonna deck check him? Who deck checks the deck checkers?
Uh,
So Fringe play crack fetch there finds a plateau.
yeah, I'm really liking Mr. Fringe's position now.
Yeah, hasn't spent any resources to get the combo online, but also hasn't really had to. Going to significantly slow Pope down since we know there's not a backup, Delver, True Name, Young Pyro, whatever in his hand. Foil Old Border Goblin Engineer. I'm into it.
I picked up some of the not foil ones because they were like $3.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I pre-ordered any card that was vaguely legacy playable, just because they were so cheap at release.
Uh, yeah, I
Well,
got the
depending on the
cards.
card.
I got the cards from my burn deck, I think, and I got
Mhm.
engineers for painter, and that was it. I think though. Oh, I got one Yawgmoth for in my EDH deck.
Nice. I pulled one, but I may have put it somewhere and couldn't tell you where. It's in the house. There's like a black hole somewhere in this house that the cards just sort of like circle until they finally get lost forever.
uh, I've got my camera zoomed in a little bit right now, more than I normally do. So you don't see the just piles of magic cards behind me that I have in the needs to be sorted pile.
Yeah. At least mine needs to be sorted or in boxes. Jeez. I'm kidding.
Mine
There's like three
sorted
in.
already is in boxes. Mine needs to be sorted. They wait their turn.
Yeah. Oh, gonna cash in a preordain and a ponder here. Yeah, I just fill a box with cards that need to be sorted until it gets full, and then rather than sort them into where they need to go, I just start a second box. So I currently have 3 boxes that needs to be sorted. Uh, Instant shuffle off that ponder. What are you digging for here if you're Pope off of the ponder?
A threat,
Yeah.
a young pyromancer, or if Pope brought in one of his other threats like opposition agent or rotting regisaur.
Running Regisaur, weirdly a card that Mr. Fringe just kind of has to chump block. That's just a big body.
So we're seeing an Imperial recruiter gonna go get that painter servant, probably, I imagine.
Could be anything.
There are boats in magic.
Okay, and I forgot to point out the graveyard is a little glared out over there, but it was a pedal, or sorry, a grindstone that he got off of the engineer before passing turn there, which makes sense.
Yeah, Mr. Fringe and I were both playing painter the other day in one of our Saturdays, and round one was the mirror match, which is an absolute nightmare of a game. Um, we both ended up going 4-1 the day, but he took that game off of me.
Did you all get to welder each other's stuff?
No, but it's always fun to see who's gonna go first on trying to get a combo online, and whether or not you're just gonna try and beat each other to death with smugglers copters.
Getting that evasion as a real mirror breaker, huh?
Yeah, until the other person gets a smuggler's copter that they can crew as well.
Pope found his threat. There's a Delver Secrets. It seems like Fringe has all the tools he needs in the world, but it'll start with resolving the painter here. See if that happens.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think
he's actually what actually does he's a mana short for this to work this turn, right?
he's got a
Grandson
pedal
costs
out.
yeah, but he'll have to sack the pedal to get the he can't sack it for mana and sack it to get the grindstone out, right?
He played oh yeah, yeah. Um
Swing
so
swing
crashing
with
in
the
for one.
recruiter. Love it. Get in there. I think he did that just to inconvenience Beyonce into updating life totals.
Um
Oh. Well, never mind what I said earlier.
I was gonna say what you could do is welder the painter into a grindstone,
Yeah.
activate the grindstone, welder the grindstone back into the painter, Oh, but then you're still yeah, because then you'd use the Lotus Petal to activate the Goblin Engineer.
Yeah, engineer costs mana, unlike welder. Unfortunately, I had to type that into Twitch chat myself to make sure. But
Yeah. So I guess you're 1 mana short regardless there, but not if you have the extra Soul Land in hand.
okay.
So that's gonna do it. Mr. Fringe taking, uh, 2 games to 1 off of, Pope Coffee, and a pretty cool matchup there. Really fun interaction that we saw. So, uh, we'll be back here shortly for round 3, and, hopefully you're still with us, and we'll see you then.
See you shortly.